Hello, amazing artists. It's Miss Hill, one of your art teachers. I am so excited to be here with you on camera today for my first video ever to do some art with you. It's been really hard not to be able to be at school, and I miss you all very much. But how fun that we can see each other over video and do some art. I've been thinking about some fun art lessons that I can bring to us to bring some hope, joy, and positive thinking during this time. So let's take a look. So, making art is a great way to lift our spirits and safely express what we might be feeling. The lesson will be really easy to follow. If at any time you need more time, or if you need to take a break, just press the pause button and restart it when you're ready. You can watch these videos as many times as you want, and you can even do them with your family. Invite your brothers and sisters and even your parents in to do it with you. Today's lesson is about connections. What are connections? Well, when we think of connections, we can think about Legos. When they're pushed together, they are connected. Just like the ones in this picture of the Lego cow. All the pieces are connected. Another way to think about connection is the word together. Here I have two friends, a bear and Mr. Nutcracker, and when they are next to each other, they are together. They are connected. So what would happen if they were separated after used to being together every day? So what do you think they might be feeling right now? Being apart. Maybe they're sad. They feel alone. Maybe scared. All of these feelings are okay. Maybe for the first time, things are really different for them. I'd like you to think about your life right now. What is different? So you might be separated from your friends at school and separated from your teachers that really care about you a lot. Maybe you haven't been able to see family members that you love to be around and you haven't been able to travel and see. Just like these friends that are separated, you've been separated from a lot of things. Things are different for a lot of people right now. For kids, for teenagers, for grown-ups. We're just living a very different life than we're used to right now. So guess what? I have some great news. There are ways that we can keep connected to the people that we care about, even though that things are different now. Today we're going to listen to a really good story called The Invisible String. It's one of my favorites. And that story is going to teach us about ways to connect. Then we're going to make some artwork about the story that we read. You're going to need some very simple materials today. The first thing will be a piece of paper. Now, you could use paper for an envelope. You could use papers from your packets that you're getting from the school. And in a couple weeks, they're actually going to be putting some free blank pages in your packets for you to use for art. You could also use something to write with, like a pencil or even a pen. If you have markers or crayons lying around, you could do that too to add some color. But anything simple like a pen or pen will be fine, and some paper. Go ahead and pause the screen now to collect those materials so that we can get started on the art right after we finish reading. Okay everybody, now that we got all of our materials together, let's start the book. This book is called The Invisible String by Patrice Karst. Liza and Jeremy, the twins, were asleep one calm and quiet night. Suddenly, it began to rain very hard. Thunder rumbled until it got loud, so loud it woke them up. "Mommy, Mommy," they cried out as they ran to her. "Don't worry, you two. It's just the storm making all that noise. Go back to bed." "But I want to stay close to you," said Jeremy. "I'm scared." Mom said, "You know, we're always together no matter what." "How can we be together when you're in here and we're in bed?" said Liza. Mom held something right in front of them and said, "This is how." Rubbing their sleepy eyes, the twins came closer to see what Mom was holding. I was about your age when my mommy first told me about the invisible string. "I don't see a string," said Jeremy. "You don't need to see the invisible string. People who love each other are always connected by a very special string made of love." "But if you can't see it, how do you know it's there?" asked Liza. "Even though you can't see it with your eyes, you can feel it with your heart and know that you're always connected to everyone you love. When you're at school and you miss me, your love travels all the way along the string until I feel it tug on my heart. And when you tug it back, we feel it in our hearts," said Jeremy. "Does Jasper the cat have an invisible string?" Liza asked. "She sure does," said Mom. "And best friends like me and Lucy?" asked Liza. "Best friends too." "Can the string reach?" "Anywhere and everywhere," Mom said. "Would it reach me even if I were a submarine captain deep in the ocean?" asked Jeremy. "Yes," Mom said, "even there." "A jungle explorer?" "Even there." "How about an astronaut out in space?" "Yes, even there." "Does the string go away when you're mad at us?" "Never," said Mom. "Love is stronger than anger, and as long as love is in your heart, the string will always be there." "Even when you get older and can't agree about things like what movie to see, or what game to play in the back seat, or what time to go to bed." "Oh, that's right, you two should be in bed." And with that, they all laughed as Mom chased the twins back to their beds. Within a few minutes, they were asleep, even though the storm was still making the same loud noises outside. As they slept, they started dreaming of all the invisible strings they have, and all the strings their friends have, and their friends have, and their friends have, until everyone in the world was connected by invisible strings. And from deep inside, they could now clearly see that no one is ever alone. That book really showed us about connections. Liza and Jeremy had strong connections to their mom. How does it feel when we're connected to somebody that we care about? Maybe safe? You feel comfortable? I know I feel really happy when I'm around somebody that I like. Do you feel happy too? Maybe now, since you've been home, maybe you're feeling scared, sad, and lonely. This is where the art can help. So, go ahead and get your piece of paper or whatever you decided to draw on ready, and your first drawing tool to write with, to draw with. What I want you to think about is we are going to draw a picture of ourselves in the center of the picture, of the paper. Do you remember what a drawing of yourself is called? Anyone? It's called, yes, it's called a self-portrait. When we draw a picture of ourselves, it's a self-portrait. So before we begin, let's talk about different ways that we can draw self-portraits. We have a lot of options. So the first thing you could do is draw something very simple. Like maybe you just want to do a stick figure. You don't have a lot of time or you don't feel like doing lots of detail, so you can just draw yourself as a stick figure. You might want to draw yourself as a shape person, like we learned in art class, because really we are made up of different shapes. And if you do a shape person for your self-portrait, you can even do things like bend your elbows or your knees or put yourself in a very fun position. Another way to draw a self-portrait is to use your imagination. You could close your eyes and say, what color, line, or shape could represent me? What symbol? For me, the idea of a blue spiral came in, so I might want to draw myself as a blue spiral. You could even draw yourself as some kind of a superhero if you want, or even maybe a type of animal. Okay, so I have decided to draw a shape person as my self-portrait. Now notice when I'm drawing in the center of the paper. Okay, I'm doing that so that I have some room later to draw things around it. I'm also drawing a fairly small size so that I have space all the way around to put some more things later. So my person or myself is going to be standing straight, but I'm going to have my arms stretched upward like they're reaching out. And I'm thinking about all the different parts of the body. Okay, so notice it's in the center and I have lots of space around. Take a moment to decide how you want to do your own self-portrait and pause the video while you're spending some time drawing. You can press play again when you're ready for the next step. So I decided to put some marker on top of mine so you could see my image a little bit better. It's a little bit darker. I haven't added any more details to my picture, but I can later. What I'd like you to do is to begin to think about all the strong connections that you have in your life that you've been missing since you've been home. Think of all the people that make you feel happy, safe, and make you feel good about yourself. Maybe you're really missing someone that you see in the cafeteria every day. Maybe you miss playing with somebody at recess, a friend. Maybe you might even miss seeing a family member that lives far away that you can't visit right now. Go ahead and pause the video for a moment to think about the people that you miss, that you'd like to have connections to. You could tell someone in the room about it that you're with, or you could even make a list. So, who were some of the people that you thought of? For me, I immediately thought of my niece Violet and my nephew Luca. Just thinking about them makes me smile. They live all the way in California, and I can't go and see them now. And that makes me sad. I also thought about my mom and dad. They live in North Carolina, and I can't travel by car to go and see them right now. They make me feel loved and safe when we're together. I also miss my coworker, Miss Grazzini. She's a music therapist that I work with, and we have a lot of fun at work together. And since I'm not able to go to work, I miss her. So I'm going to start with those three to demonstrate, but you can think of as many as you want. Now your picture is going to look different than mine, and you're going to think of different things than me, because we all have different types of connections that are important to us, and the people that we are connected to. So how can we draw our connections? This is the fun part. My first connection, I would like to start with my mom and dad. I'm going to draw them using stick figures. I'm going to come right up here to the corner. Here's my dad. Here's my mom. My mom has short hair. My dad has shorter hair. I'm going to make their faces smiling. Okay? And I'm smiling too, thinking about my family. My hair is kind of long. I can add details later. Okay, so now that they're here up in this space, I'm going to draw a line connecting me to them. And guess what that is? That's our invisible string. And that reminds me that we are always connected with our hearts, no matter what. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some symbols for my niece and nephew. And since they live in California, I'm going to draw a palm tree with a heart around it. Oh, and here comes my invisible string connecting me to them, because no matter where we are, our hearts are connected. And the last one I'm going to do is my friend Miss Grazzini at work. I'm going to just draw her name for this one. So Miss Grazzini. I could even put some fun symbols around it. Oh, and here comes our invisible string, our line connecting us together, even when we're far apart. So now it's your turn. Go ahead and pause the video to take some time to draw the things that you miss and want to connect to with your invisible string. You can have as many people as you like in your picture. So have a lot of fun with your picture. You can add a border around it, you could color it in, you could draw some really fun designs, or even add some more words. When you're done, look at your picture. Who did you draw? Who are you the most connected to? And who do you miss the most? Now looking at your picture and knowing that there's an invisible string connecting you to them all of the time, how does that make you feel? For me, I know it makes me feel safe and feel loved. So I want you to keep this drawing and put it somewhere safe. Maybe you keep it beside your bed or hang it on the wall or refrigerator, somewhere that you could see it often. Or maybe you even have a special box in your room that you could fold it up and keep it in. Anytime in the next few weeks when you feel lonely, you feel sad or scared, I want you to look at those connections in your art. Remember how happy these connections and these people make you feel when you're together. And know that you're not alone, and we are here for you. I want to thank you all for watching today, my very first YouTube video. It's been so much fun to make. And I'll see you guys later. I hope that you're safe and know that the world is a better place because you are here. Bye, everybody.